Hey y'all. So it almost feels like a long week, but it's kind of been a short week for me. I was planning to get out earlier to you guys, but I lost my voice at Sunday's game. My voice has not been the same since. So I was trying to heal it back before I could get out to you guys. And life just happens. But and I'm glad I waited. And I say this because there has been so much chatter amongst Steeler Nation that I need to figure out if I can reel y'all in a little bit. Because some of y'all are off on the deep end right now. Okay? Y'all are y'all are going bonkers. And I need you to cool it down. It is week 2. Okay? I feel like there's a sense of panic and it's week 2. And I'm okay with a good level of panic. But you guys are going down a hole that you just need to put brakes on right now. Just pause. It's week 2. We can figure a lot of things out before we even get to the bye week. So just relax, okay? That's the message of the day is relax, okay? And let's bring it in and let's move on. So moving on, I want to start by I sound like Coach Tomlin. Where's my hat? I want to start by giving the Raiders their credit because I thought that Ben was going to be able to get rid of the ball a lot faster than he did, um, and he wasn't. And I want to say this to this offensive line, fellas, don't you dare don't you dare leave your quarterback on the. I don't know. Hold on. Just because this made me feel some type of way sitting in that stadium. And I'm gonna get to the people in Heinz Field in a moment. But seeing Ben Roethlisberger hit that ground and stay there for the amount of time that he did, I had a big problem with it. Pick your quarterback out. Marquise Pouncey would never. Would never. Man, y'all, if I was your coach, especially the offensive, I don't know, all of the coaches, y'all would have been doing some extra work in practice for leaving your quarterback on the ground, the amount of times and the amount of minutes, because I'm pretty sure all them seconds he laid on the ground averaged 2 minutes for that whole game. It was ridiculous and no explanation at all for it. Marquise Pouncey would never. Okay, so Kendrick, get your guys together. Get them together. All right. Refocusing. All right. Refocusing. As we refocus here, I want to give the Raiders their credit. They played a phenomenal defensive game, but to shift to offensively, Derek Carr was great. Derek Carr was what the Steelers were looking for. Ben, what we saw in Derek Carr, the Steelers needed. And it's not that they were too far off. I'll break down the numbers. And I know, and I haven't watched the full entire game back on film. I've seen a lot of highlights. And I know Ben and a lot of eyes looked bad. But him and Derek's numbers are not that far off. Ben threw the pick. Ben was forcing it out, and he threw that pick. So that, to me, is one of the biggest discrepancies in their numbers. Because if I look here, 37 attempts, 28 completions. This is for Derek Carr. 40 attempts, 27 completions, and 1 interception. Those numbers aren't that far off. They really aren't. So the problem is, and you can see, the average yards were 10.3 for Derek Carr, 7 and, almost 7.5 for Ben. So the rushing game, they didn't really have much of a rushing game, and neither did we. Okay? So the rushing game almost washes out here. They had a total of 52 rushing yards, and we had 33. So 20 yards difference. Actually, no, we had 39. So not even 20. So it really came down to the efficiency of the quarterbacks and and the pressure from that defense. Our pressure on Carr suffered tremendously when we lost Watt. I think that is a lot of the reasons why the Raiders excelled. They were able to get to the quarterback. We weren't able to get to the quarterback nearly as much as we normally do, right? When TJ Watt went out, and I caught this at the beginning of the game. I even told my dad, I said, Melvin Ingram is getting a sack today. This is before I knew Joe Hayden was going to be out. This is before I knew Devin Bush was going to be out. This is, I knew Melvin Ingram was going to get one. And he did. So I was happy about that. But Derek Carr was just great. He played a great game. Our defense wasn't terrible. It wasn't the defense that we're used to, but it wasn't bad defense. I mean, Waller who? You didn't even hear, Waller who? Like Minkah Fitzpatrick had that man locked down. Okay? He was like, I see you, bruh. You ain't getting nothing over here. And that's pretty much how it played out. And he was just not impactful in this game. So we did that. And Gruden probably knew, like, game plan, everybody's trying to take Waller out. So let's move around that. Let's work around that. And they did. And they were able to do it. So yeah. They had 2 fumbles, we had 1. Our defense was able to hold them to field goals most of the time. Most of the time until the end of the game. And let me tell you something that y'all don't know. If you weren't there, it was hot. Okay, that sun was beaming in Heinz Field. So I put a lot of credit onto those guys out there playing on both sides of the ball now. On both sides of the ball. That, shoot, man. It was hot. So I give those guys those credits for playing under those conditions and, going your hardest, because I was sitting there yelling at the top of my lungs and I thought I was going to pass out. So I can imagine how those guys felt. I was back to the scoring here. I mean, they didn't score a touchdown until the 3rd quarter. And they scored another touchdown in the 4th quarter, which kind of sealed the fate for the Steelers. To me, it took a lot of air out of the stadium because the Steelers had I kind of went on a little bit of roll. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. It was tough to see. It was tough to watch. It was tough to be in that stadium. And I want to get to the stadium part. If you're coming to Heinz Field, and don't get me wrong, I know some people are, older, can't and aren't as mobile as we would like them to be. But if you're in Heinz Field and your team is playing, you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and it is 3rd down, get your butt up out of the seat and you cheer. You cheer, okay? You make noise, so you cause a disruption on the offensive side of the ball. I didn't see that. I was literally yelling to the top of my lungs, get up out of your seat because it's 3rd down. You had to wait till you heard the announcer, and then a couple of people would get up. But people were only getting up because they couldn't see in front of them, right? Get up and cheer your team on 3rd down. That's why you're there. You're there to see your team win. So get your stuff together and cheer on your team for 3rd down. That's what you're there for, okay? You're not there to eat popcorn and drink drinks. You're there to cheer your team on and make it happen. So I was really disappointed. And they played Renegade in the 4th quarter. Everyone went berserk. But you shouldn't have to wait for Renegade to go berserk. You shouldn't. There's no reason why. Okay? So Heinz Field, the people at Heinz Field, I know it was hot. I know it was miserable at some points. But you don't do that to your team. They were literally like, make some noise, guys. Like, get up out your seat. Okay? Otherwise, like, you might as well not be there. What are you there for? What are you there for? I know I rambled. But I really felt some type of way about the fans, and I just had to get it off my chest. But going forward, let's just talk about going forward. It's hard. Um, and one of the things I'm going to go back to, which I think is very important, are the tight ends. I know we need the help blocking. I know that we do. But we need to cause a disturbance on our offense so that they're sending less and they're seeing these tight ends as threats more. Um, the Chase Claypool down the field, I like it. I really do. Um, we don't know the status of Deontay Johnson, so that puts him, in my mind, out of this week's game. And from the look of things, I don't know. He hasn't been ruled out, or for a significant amount of time. They haven't placed him on IR. So I don't know what that injury looks like. But expect to see more James Washington. And that's a good thing. That's reliable. Does he run the same routes and stuff as Deontay? No. But, he's still a reliable receiver. But I want to see more Pat Freiermuth plays. I really do. I want to get him involved more in the offense. If we have to pass, which it looks like we are having to do because we can't establish the run. We did a little teeny tiny bit better on the run, but we gotta make it look. One of the big things about Matt Cannon's offense that people were excited about was the jet sweep and I don't think we've seen a lot of it. I don't know if they're trying to save it. I don't know what's happening. And speaking of Matt Canada, I think he needs to come out that booth. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. People are like, oh, Ben can call on the phone. Bring your butt down the booth so we could come up with some stuff on the sidelines. I don't want to have to call you. I don't have to talk in my helmet to you or whatever the case may be. Get down on the sidelines so we could draw some stuff up. Y'all know, I do not like the whole sitting upstairs thing. It's not working for me at all. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but yeah. I haven't even talked about this game against the Bengals, and I don't think that I am, because right now, this particular episode, because there's so much controversy and turmoil within Steeler Nation because you guys really want Ben gone. And I just want to ask you, who on that roster right now is our best choice at quarterback besides Ben Roethlisberger? And I want to ask you, do you truly feel like it's Mason Rudolph? Do you truly feel like it's Dwayne Haskins? I'm going to say no to both because although Mason, talented within his arm, there's a level of uncertainty that he plays with. And I know I said the word wrong, but still, there's a level of uncertainty that he plays with that I don't like. And it's not personal. I just see him not getting rid of the ball fast enough, right? And you would say, oh, Ben holds onto the ball too long too. Yes, but it's because Ben sees something or doesn't see anything happening. And Mason, it's almost like he's scared to make the play. I don't see that in Ben when he's holding on to the ball. It's not that he's scared to make the play. It almost seems as if Mason is really scared. And it may not be true. But that's what I see. With Dwayne, the biggest thing with Dwayne to me is I don't see leader in Dwayne. I don't necessarily see leader in Mason either, but I don't see leader in Dwayne Haskins. And that's just, I think, just a maturity thing. I don't know if he's there yet. So there, even when I saw him before preseason, I was like, yeah, he has the arm and he can, move and stuff. But I didn't see leadership in the huddle. I just didn't see that. Is it necessary? Maybe not. Maybe somebody else can step up and lead on the offense. But you would ultimately want it to be your quarterback, right? So going back, I still think Ben is the best choice. If you can find another option on that bench in that quarterback room, please. Let me hear it. But I don't think we have it. I just don't think we have it. What I do want to say is I understand the frustration. The frustration is warranted, right? I think the fans are frustrated. I think the coaches are frustrated. I think the players are frustrated. So I think they're going to go to work, and I think they're going to produce some results to the level that we're expecting. With Ben's injury, we could talk about injuries. Probably need a whole nother episode to talk about injuries. But with Ben's injury, giving how significant it may or may not be, and how he can play through it, if he can play through it, will help us make some choices. Some choices may be the choices that some of you are looking for, and maybe not. But I think there's not a sense of extreme panic, but there is a sense of concern. And I think that from coaching to players, everyone wants to get better. So I think that we'll see something. I think we'll see some type of change. And hopefully Matt Canada will come downstairs. Do I think that really will help? I do. I really do think it will help. Do I think that him and Ben are truly beefing? Ben ain't like nobody since Bruce Arians. So, there's that. I mean, he did like the last guy until the last guy was it Finkner or whatever his name was? Yeah. He did like him a little bit. Better than Todd Haley. Way better than Todd Haley. But I digress. I think that we just need a spark. It's week 2. We're 1-1. It's not over. If you're worried about the division, then you probably are looking too far ahead right now, because we got to worry about getting our offense going, and staying as healthy as we possibly can. Because the Ravens are going to be the Ravens. I'm not worried about them at all, because they're going to do them, and they're going to have setbacks just like they had week 1, and everybody's going to talk trash, and they're going to have a phenomenal game, and everybody's going to say they're the greatest. They're going to do that. The Browns, I want to say they're the Browns, but the Browns are playing just as good as football as they were playing last year. So, everybody in our division is a competitor. So I'm not going to downplay it, but I'm not going to overly focus on anyone but the Bengals right now. So, and the biggest strength to us right now is to get the offense going, period. There's not much I can say. Everyone's bringing up Mike Hilton. Mike Hilton is one person on that defense. Okay. I haven't seen them play. So I'm not going to be concerning myself around one person on the defensive side of the ball that happens to not even be 6 foot. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that he's not capable. I know what he's capable of, and I'm sad that he's no longer on our team, but he is not my fear for the Bengals. So Joe Burrow, if anything, he's been really, really good. I have to look up his stats from last week, but week 1 he had some pretty good numbers. Him and Baker Mayfield were neck and neck. So those are the things I'm kind of concerned about. Their offense gets rolling and on a roll, and we haven't. That's what happens. We get behind and we can't catch up. So we really got to focus on that. But I had a wonderful time in Pittsburgh. My voice is still partially there. But the people in Pittsburgh, Steeler Nation, I just wanted to send you my love. Like, you guys are phenomenal. I met so many people from LA. The California Steelers crew is so deep. They came out in numbers. I love y'all. I cannot wait to get out there in November to hang out with y'all. I'll be back in Pittsburgh in October for the Denver game. So I'll plan on seeing as many of you as I can and doing all that fun stuff. But yeah, we have some hills to climb. I think the situation that we're in is very manageable at this point. So I don't want there to be panic. I want there to just be concern, but not panic. Relax. We're going to get it together, y'all. I have faith and I have confidence that we're going to get it together. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Go Steelers.